you're into disc golf now. You do some weird shit, I guess. I don't know.
Dude, no, disc golf is not weird. Disc golf's not weird. Can you guys hear that?
Disc golf is the shit.
I've been once. I mean, it's all right. I wouldn't say it's the shit.
Can you guys hear that music?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Wow, good. Wow, this is working way better than anticipated, to be honest.
I was a disc golfer in high school, Kevin, pretty heavy, and I need you to put some respect on the game.
I'll put a moderate amount of respect on it.
Drake, we'll talk about it.
Hey, what's the episode?
328. Yeah, 328.
Welcome back, Wash Up Walk-Ons fans. Episode 328 of the Tyler Kluver Embezzles All of Our Money podcast. He is currently checking in from a hotel room in Indianapolis that I am absolutely positive that I paid for. And I'm checking in from Nashville, and I'm very, very thankful to be home. It was a very long weekend for me. I apologize for not checking in on the Thursday episode. I would have loved to have been there with the boys. Couldn't make it happen. Very, very jam-packed weekend for me. But I was
maybe we can stop having Tyler drain or Wash Up Walk-Ons account. He can send you a little check so you can get something other than blankets to put over your windows.
Well, here's the thing, man. We're in a rental. About 90% of everything that I own is currently in storage lockers, waiting to be loaded up on a U-Haul and shipped to the new place. We do have proper blinds in the storage unit in boxes. Kaylee did a very nice job of decorating our house, as you may have seen in tours on the Zoom, but they are in a storage locker. So yeah, right now I'm living like a college dirtbag, and that's okay because I'll always be a high school dirtbag, to be honest. But that's neither here nor there, because I got to tell y'all that even though I was absent on the previous episode, it's okay. I made up for it doing business, getting us some pretty good podcast guests secured in the upcoming weeks. So you guys are welcome. You'll hear way less of Kluver and way more of people who are actually important, because I did the Lord's work. You guys are welcome. Kluver, take over, bud.
Hey, speaking of college dirtbag, how about that dirt stash you got going?
Yeah, and I got the mullet trimmed up so that I could wear my hair back. Like
okay.
Have a proper mullet.
I think I'm liking it, man.
And you know what I heard at the wedding over and over again is, dude, you're the only person who's ever pulled off a mullet. They're like, it's not possible to pull off a mullet, but you look good. So somehow you did it.
You honestly, it looks okay. I'm not.
Let's go, Kevin. I just got a Kev Ward compliment.
That might be the best compliment I've ever given Drake in my entire life.
It's the worst thing that you could say. And
I'm gonna say, like, the mullets are like back in style. Like the college kids, it's like a thing.
Let me tell you who they're not back in style for. 55-year-old moms at weddings.
No, you did not see one. No.
One of my mom's best friends is rocking. No. Lauren's looking at me going, no, you can't talk about it.
Your mom has a dirtbag woman friend with a mullet?
She's not a dirtbag, but she was fucking on one last night, boys. And her hair was bouncing like a mullet. Dude, it was so fantastic.
Is it actually a mullet, though? Is it short in front, party in the back?
Trim sides?
How close is it to a mullet, Lauren?
Is it just a haircut gone bad, or is she like intentionally rocking a mullet?
It's not an intentional mullet by any means.
Oh, no.
But it's turned into
a wedding with an accidental.
Well, and the thing is she was getting it on the dance floor, and it was bouncing around like Theo and Drake's mullets do.
Wow.
Now, I'm gonna echo. This is rare airspace that we're in, but I'm gonna echo Kevin's sentiment on Drake's haircut. It's wild. It's actually crazy. The more wet that your hair looks, the better you look.
Thanks,
I don't understand. And the hair looks good. And when you keep the bullshit beard that you have in check, the more in check that is, the better your mustache looks. So
I would just stick with the mustache. I wouldn't even fuck around with anything else.
well, yeah.
Exactly what Kaylee said, dude. She's like, hey, when you have a mustache, I never want to leave your face. But when you have that beard, it's like, it's not all that.
I don't know why. I'm not sure that those words came out of Kaylee's mouth. And if those are her thoughts, I don't want to know why they are her thoughts. But we'll move on from there and into the fact that Drake, you were actually at a wedding. You were at Schultz's wedding back in M-Town, not Marshalltown, but Muscatine.
LeClaire.
Oh, close though. You were
quite a ways. We were much closer to Rock Island or the Quad Cities than we were to Muscatine. Much closer.
So you're over there in Pat Anger country.
Funny that you say Pat Anger country, because Pat Anger just so happened to be at the bar right next door to the wedding, and I got to get 3 big old Pat Anger bear hugs, and he told me he loved me multiple times, and I echoed that sentiment. We texted each other that we missed each other, and now I'm going to be on Pat's back to get on the podcast again just to come catch up with the boys. It's funny that you mentioned Pat Anger, bud.
Pat Anger has been kind of like, he's been off the grid for like the last couple of years.
Well, there's a reason for that.
Yeah, but you know,
emphasis on the Pat Anger country, if you know what I mean.
Subtle diss.
Yeah, Drake, you are several days ago. Well, first of all, you apologize for not being there for the Thursday episode. I'm waiting on Kevin's apology as well.
Kevin, you were at work late, dude.
Kevin,
yeah, I was working that night.
Kevin evidently is never off the clock. It's
That's
okay.
Not true.
Wait, and hold on a second. Are you a bandwagon fan now? Because I just noticed you're in an Ole Miss t-shirt.
Toddy.
I am wearing an Ole Miss t-shirt. So my girlfriend is an Ole Miss alum, and they just won.
And a total dirtbag for going to college in Mississippi.
That's rough. That's got to be a rough education. Let's be honest.
But yeah, they just won the College World Series today.
And that's actually your shirt. She got you that shirt, I assume.
She got me this shirt. Yeah,
because I can't imagine Kevin Ward going out and like purchasing an Ole Miss t-shirt.
That is correct.
My girlfriend also got me this shirt.
And not my girlfriend. I don't even know if you two will get this, but Gimbal got me this shirt for
the Hodge twins, huh?
A groomsman gift. And funny enough, Drake, I don't know if you, for those that know who the Hodge twins are, which is maybe less than 0.5% of our audience, they're like big into social like politics now. They used to be real big into like lifting YouTube scene back in 2011. Their merchandise comes with Let's Go Brandon stickers. So the stickers, he gave the shirt to me, he gave the stickers to another conservative groomsman in the party, and it was a double whammy.
How was the wedding?
Yeah, let's talk about it. Hot. It was hot. It actually, and it was not as hot as it could have been. But when you're standing up there in a black tuxedo, bow tie around.
I also showed up dressed in an all black suit, tried my best John Wick impersonation, and people said I kind of pulled it off.
Well, as I walked into the Treasure Island Casino, checking in on Friday, I had
Treasure Island. You were in Vegas, man.
What?
Treasure Island in Welch, Minnesota. Different Treasure Island.
I'd only ever heard of one Treasure Island until today.
Boy, do I wish we were in Vegas, boys. I mean, come on. There was a 400-pound man smoking a cigarette outside of the casino that as I walked by, Lauren and I walked by, he goes, and I'm walking in, shirt's probably a little tighter than it needs to be on my biceps because I'm that guy, and I'm bald as shit. And the guy goes, "Oh, look at this. We got a Jason Statham looking motherfucker coming in tonight. When's your next movie, bro?" And I turned back and I was like, I looked at Lauren. I was like, I'll take that. Jason Statham? I'll take that. Come on now. So
if you don't take that, then you're an asshole because he's an all-timer.
I'll be a villain in an action movie. I don't care. Statham's a badass. So wedding was good. Rehearsal dinner was good. Venue was beautiful. It's on this farm out in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. The actual wedding and reception both happened on this farm. There's a chicken coop of 40 chickens, one that we could have only dreamed of in college, Kevin, when you, me, and Bo and Ike were going to actually put a chicken coop on our property for summer eggs breakfast. And that was actually before the Shabazz rule came into effect, so we really didn't end up needing it anyway. But there was once upon a time where Bo was going to.
I do remember that it was very, very close to having a chicken coop at Benton.
Well, I think it was like a city ordinance issue. Like our lot was like allowed to have them or something like that.
I think our lot was big enough, but only big enough for 4 chickens.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's like nothing for us. That's
So,
like
like,
one person gets eggs that day.
Maybe. I'm not a farmer. I don't know. We'd have to call Josie into the Zoom call here. But I don't know.
So my girlfriend's family, they have like a dozen chickens. It's close to one a day.
Chickens lay an egg a day.
Close to it, yeah.
Wow, they're putting in work, huh?
Yeah.
That's kind of nuts. I would have not guessed that.
I want to hear something funny about chickens.
Yeah, go for it.
The Kittles at their property have had a very large coop of chickens, but
What got in there?
they had a little bit of a murder mystery going on
Oh no.
within the chickens. There was a cartel leader chicken, one Chapo. Chapo had 3 henchmen, and they caught Chapo and the henchmen killing these fucking chickens in the middle of the night.
It wasn't a rooster, it was a hen. The hens
They were in
just
a protected coop. They caught it.
Jesus. Was he just clawing these things or like
Dude, him and the henchmen, they were just pecking it to death.
Just running
Clawing,
shit in that coop?
Dude, the sun goes down and the cockfights start
At Rancho del Kittle.
That's insanity.
You guys watched shoot, what's the South Korean show where they all like the game, they all kill each other or something?
Squid Game?
Oh,
Squid Game. Yeah. It's like the one scene where like it's like everyone gets locked in at night and it's just like
they turn the lights off.
turn the lights off and
killing
it's
each other.
go time.
I actually haven't seen Squid Game yet. Only
Man.
What?
I've only been proxy to it by like Mr. Beast YouTube channel and the
Oh, well, if you saw Mr. Beast, then you saw it.
fanfare. Yeah, he
But the real Squid Game, obviously, way better because they
Yeah.
had 7 or 8 long episodes. But
right. Okay, so where are we at now? Well, let's roll it back a little bit. Drake, you missed. We know Kevin missed because of work on Thursday. You missed because you were the honorary guest at the Tight End University.
I don't know if I was the honorary guest because
And an honorary guest.
yeah, because there was a few honorary guests that seemed probably more important than me.
Yeah.
But I was an honorary guest enough to get a shout out in a public setting. So yes,
That's pretty decent, huh? What
it was a fun time, man.
and you guys had dinner on Wednesday night?
Wednesday night, yes. No, wait. Thursday night, I believe, was dinner.
Oh, well then was it like an opening party or something on Wednesday?
Yeah,
night?
it was like a cocktail party with some catering, and it was a nice time. I was there for a couple hours, ducked out as I typically do. Get in, shake a few hands, tell people it was nice to meet them, and then head home, cuddle with my dogs.
It's good. How's Bane?
It's fucking big, dude. Did you guys see the videos of him playing fetch in the pond?
Yeah,
I did see that.
Dude, the kid wouldn't stop. And there was one point that I got him so tired and I was like, let's see if I can get him to the point of tired where I have to go save him. So I tossed the ball deep into the pond.
Dog owners are shivering right now.
I tossed the ball deep into the pond and he started to walk out and to the point where he couldn't touch and he thought about jumping and he looked back at me. He just kind of walked back to me, hung out for a little bit, caught a little bit of energy, went and fucking took a dive, went and retrieved the ball, and then that was it for the day. But
He extended the rest period in between reps to be able to complete that last rep. So
Yeah.
Bane did exactly what I wanted to do so many times, is go toe the line and then just back off real quick, look at Doyle like, hey, I'm tired, give me twice the rest, and then I'll make this next rep in time. And I was never allowed to do it, and Bane does get to do that. So that's good for him. Well, good. I'm glad you got to miss the podcast for something important. You say that you've done some of the Lord's work. I believe you put it in the intro there, and I will believe it when I see it, but I have trust in you. You text us that there were several high-profile guests lined up, and that you had a good conversation with Dallas Clark.
total legend, dude. Said he knew. So he didn't know me by name, but obviously he knew that once we had been talking that I had walked on at Iowa, and we were talking about the university, and I was like, oh yeah, it's fuck the university forever. I was like, it's only Iowa football till we die, like Iowa athletics, but the university tries to eat its own. And he was like, very intrigued by that comment. And he was like, do tell more. And I told him the story. I was like, yeah, my buddies and I, we started a podcast after we got done playing, and And he's like, what's the podcast called? And I was like, the Wash Up Walk-Ons. And he was like, no shit. He's like, that's you?
Oh,
And
come on. Let's go, Dallas.
Elite.
And I was like, dude, you know about our podcast? He's like, know about it? He's like, dude, I was a walk-on. He's like, of course I know about it. And yeah, then he's like, I have to get on there. And I was like, are you serious? I was like, we've wanted to ask you for so long, but none of us have any way to contact you. Like, please, that would be incredible. He's like, boom, bada bing. He's like, when I get back home, let's do it.
Yeah.
Elite.
We like that.
That's awesome, man.
We like
That's
that.
fucking hype.
Do you guys ever think about, or does it ever hit you, the amount of stupid, unwarranted power this show has given us?
We don't have any power.
Dude.
Power? Popularity? Meh.
Okay. Access. Unwarranted access.
Yeah, access would be a good word.
Okay.
Like, it allows us to have conversations with people who would.
Like our
Yeah,
episodes
exactly.
1, 2, and 300 are Chad Greenway, Drew Tate, Ricky Stanzi.
Yeah.
Zach Johnson, Big E, like stupid.
We actually got some elite people on here. Highest paid tight end in the league, multiple time guest.
Hey, funny story about tight end U. On the first day, they had this big meeting where everybody introduced themselves, and then they all talked about things that they were interested in learning from each other and from like Greg and everybody about the tight end position. But at the beginning, just so all the tight ends could, get to know each other, they did an icebreaker that included either rookie or most recent signing bonus, right? And right after they start like introducing what you're gonna have to do, Josh Allen walks in the room late, and Greg goes, perfect, we'll start right here with Josh. Hands Josh the microphone. Josh is like, I'm Josh Allen, the reason I'm at tight end U, I really want to learn how to drive block. And everybody starts laughing. And then he gets to the signing bonus part, and he's the first one to go.
And he just signed a contract last year.
Just signed a contract. And Greg goes, most recent one. And he goes, and George turns around and goes, dude, we're all gonna Google it. Just say it. And he's like, 110. And the place goes wild. Josh Allen's contract, his signing bonus. I can't say this confidently. Well, I can't say it's guaranteed, but I can say it confidently that his signing bonus was more than the sum of every signing bonus in the entire room.
I mean, George's would have had to been up there, and his was
George's was 4th or 5th. Zach Wilson had a fat one. Kyle Pitts had a fat one. I feel like somebody else had one for 19 M's. Jonnu Smith had a fat one. Jonnu Smith got 15 million as a signing bonus.
It's all about how they structure it.
Yeah, exactly. So
But Josh
go
Allen got
against their cap.
268 million. So fuck how you structure it. 110 to 268. That's still a big old number.
And on the plane ride I just took from Minneapolis to Indianapolis, I was listening to the first part of Kittle and Josh's episode on Bussin', and he was talking about, I mean, it is weird to like wake up and see that in the account. Like when you check the account, he just said it's weird to see that. The money's so much that it's just weird.
So Josh was there on Wednesday when we did the college tight ends. Pause. When we put on tight end U for the college tight ends.
I didn't know that there was college guys involved.
Yeah, there was Notre Dame's tight end who was supposedly the first one come off the board this year.
Yeah.
Then there was Alabama's tight end.
They're rookies. They just haven't played.
No. They're going back to school.
Projected to be the first.
Oh, okay.
And then Michigan's tight end. All three of them were cool dudes. Yeah. And then so Josh Allen was there and we got to talking and I asked him how he liked Ike. He's like, dude, I don't like Ike. I fucking love Ike. He's like,
they're good
Ike
friends.
is one of the most incredible people I've ever met. And I was like, man, we've got the same experience. And he's like, yeah, you played football with Ike. I was like, yeah, I was actually lucky enough to be roommates with him. I was like, he's one of my best friends for life. So Josh and I formed a good camaraderie and I helped, like, I was kind of his like shag boy for all the shit, all the routes he had to throw.
You were shagging Josh Allen.
I was shagging Josh's balls, dude.
That's and I would too for 110, right?
And at one point I just walked up to him. I just touched him on the shoulder, and then I just put my hand on, took it off, and whatever. And he looked at me. I was like, sorry, dude. I've never touched anything worth $100 million before. And I wanted to see what it felt like. And he just started laughing. He's like, he starts shaking out his arm. He's like, pretty crazy, ain't it? I was like, what does that feel like? He's like, I don't know, dude. He's like, it's wild.
Well, Josh Allen seems like a super cool dude. I would love to play with him.
So down to earth, just like if he started a podcast, it would be just like us. Bills Mafia and all of Wyoming and in the place where he's from, everybody would listen because he's just so relatable.
Seems like a super chill dude.
He wore a For the Boys hat to tight end U.
Love that. Love that.
I'll say my only Josh Allen story I had. He was obviously played at Wyoming our senior year.
Yeah.
He was one of the captains, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Captains shake hands at the beginning for the coin toss. Only guy, I was captain for 13 games. Only guy who ever was like, hey guys, I'm Josh. Good luck today.
Wow.
Like, oh, this is a nice guy. I'm like, this is my first time doing this too. Is this the standard? I don't know.
Yeah, because it was our opening game, obviously, for our senior season in 2017. And Drake, what I was going to say was it would have been great if you would have gave him the 100 million comment, but then you're like, actually, I'm just kidding. I wanted to make sure that this shoulder was okay from the hit you took from Josie Jewell and 5 years ago, because I know you took a shot. He drug you down pretty good.
And he would have turned around and been like, I don't remember you mentioning your signing bonus. What did you sign for?
Yeah.
And then I would have to let him know that I'd actually been paid $0 by the National Football League. And then I'd tuck my tail between my legs and go fuck myself. So Kluver, that's a bad idea.
Even Josie's signing bonus looks like a fucking
everybody looks like a dork compared to that,
except for Mahomes. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a lot of money, dude. He said, when they asked him if he had any good purchases, he said he
just bought a beautiful house in Orange County.
He's building
a brand new house in Orange County.
He's building a house and he took his family on vacation. It's like, okay, well, there's $2 million. What else?
$2 million? No. Do you want to know about this fucking palace that he's building in Orange County?
Yeah, I'm sure it's more than $2 million, but
It's a $15
Orange
million
County probably don't
house.
even get that much for $2 million anymore.
It's going to be 15 million.
Yeah,
For
probably.
sure.
Ooh, a 15 mil. Yeah, I guess in that real estate, yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah, like that house in Iowa probably costs a quarter of that.
Yeah, 4 million.
California is where he's from, so that's where he's like.
Yeah, but
putting
he's
roots.
like from like rural California. No?
Faribault.
Yeah. He just, I was just talking to him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, man, California is just my place."
Interesting. Well, so there you go. The fact that Dallas Clark listens to our podcast.
No. Doesn't listen to our podcast, just knows about it. Knows who we are. And
I would have to
knows
imagine he's listened to an episode or two.
he has listened.
Just like
Not that
KF,
he listened.
just like KF has listened.
Sure.
Allegedly.
I love that for us. No, that's not allegedly. KF said that to my face.
Allegedly.
I'm telling you right now, he said it to my face. I don't think he was happy about it. I don't think it's something he'd admit to other people, but to me, in front of my own eyes and my wife, he said, "Oh yeah, sure. Oh, I tuned into a couple episodes. Oh shit, when you had Lomax on. Oh shit. Okay, cool. Awesome, coach. Cool.
I got a letter from the head man actually this week in the mail.
What?
Yeah.
About what?
Just stuff.
Oh, this is bullshit.
You got a letter about stuff
Okay.
from KF.
And this is Drake. This is where we understand that this is where we are on the totem pole, right? This is where everything becomes evident that Kevin in his fancy office as the CEO of Stryker, doing, taking, whining and dining people on Wednesday nights, not showing up to his real job, the podcast, doing bullshit stuff. KF knows he's more important and that he's more successful. And KF wants to attach himself to Kevin Ward, but he doesn't give a fuck about Tyler Kluver, Drake Kulik. And you know what? I'm okay with it.
It was just a short little thank you note. So Hawkeye Legacy reached out to me to do like a little video for their networking night. Just kind of talk about my experience and how I
talk about how to go from being a strength intern with no idea what you're going to do to the CEO of a Fortune 500 company in 5 years. Yeah, it's not possible, dickhead. Congrats on being one in a bazillion, fag.
Dude, that's so trash because now I have to edit that and I'm in a hotel, bro. The editing process is 4x. So fuck you big time for this. By the way, before Kevin continues, if this episode sounds like shit or it sounds different or the audio levels are off or you could hear this AC unit in the hotel that I'm in Speedway, Indiana, which is the current location of me, or the internet cuts out and we have half an episode because we're not even on a cord, a wired connection. I'm sorry, Washed Up Walk-Ons Nation, but I am going to post a picture of the setup. This is the dedication. This is a true travel podcast. We're all in remote locations on this one. And I apologize for that, but we're still getting the episode out. So Kevin, continue.
No, I mean, that was it. It was, just a little bam.
Oh, you got a little card
back and forth. He's got like a nice little letterhead in here. It's got his name etched in this thing. This is high quality paper. I was a walk-on. I didn't get any scholarships. So I didn't get the handwritten notes in high school. So this is big for me.
So you're keeping that for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm keeping that. I might frame it.
Laminate it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Any other fun stuff from tight end you, Drake? Any how long did it last? Did it go all the way through yesterday? No.
Yeah, man. Do you want to know what I missed yesterday?
Probably something sick.
Yeah, man. I missed the golf outing at Troubadour.
Is that the location with the sex dungeon after 9 holes?
After 6 holes, 9 holes, and like 14 holes.
Okay. Interesting. So that was probably an elite time, like an elite 5 hours.
You can only imagine that was one of the more elite afternoons that you could have. Yep. But Schultz's wedding was elite. Like we had fun with the boys. I would have never missed a meetup with the boys for Schultz's wedding. But they did have fun up until yesterday at Tight End U.
That sounds pretty darn good. So then you drove straight up to Iowa you went back to Muscatine because I saw Kaylee tagged Muscatine.
That's where I stayed. I had a family reunion to do Friday. So I left tight end U at about 6 p.m. on Thursday evening, got into Muscatine about 3 a.m. on Friday. Went to a family reunion at the place that, I took those videos of Bane all Friday. Popped in the car Saturday morning, went to Schultz's, did Schultz's wedding all Saturday, and then got up this morning, 4 a.m., popped back down to Nashville. And now we're here recording this podcast. Broadcasting this podcast, whatever.
We're broadcasting. You aren't a big family reunion guy, so that's interesting.
Yeah, it's because I like hang out with my family individually. Like my aunts come down, they just came down to Nashville. They've come out to Arizona. I've gone back to Iowa on multiple occasions and just spent time individually. Like I'm not going to change my plans for a family reunion when I have my own personal reunions with family all the time.
But it just worked out this weekend because you were
correct. It happened to be the big family reunion that I didn't make, which was on Saturday. I made the mini family reunion on Friday that was put together because I was going to be in town.
Wow, just for Drake.
Well, no. Everybody was at the location.
Right.
We just did like a second dinner, and
Cool. What was the food at the wedding? Because to be honest, the meal is a big part of a wedding, and Blake's wedding was great. The meal was lackluster.
Dude, the Schultzes and I guess the Tribers, but I'll call them the Schultzes now because it's Mr. and Mrs. Schultz.
Yep.
They had a really good barbecue place cater it, and it was fantastic. The pulled pork was amazing, mac and cheese killer, bacon green beans and baked beans and shit. Like, it was just a killer meal. Unbelievable, knock your fucking socks off, crumble quality snickerdoodle with cream cheese icing cookies. It was call it an oatmeal cream pie, but a snickerdoodle cream pie with some homemade cream cheese frosting on the inside. Bro, I banged down half a plate before the fucker started.
Okay, so that really makes me jealous because there was some mac and cheese that banged at Blake's, some potato salad that hit pretty hard. The dessert was cupcakes. They were like an average cupcake, but then we had nothing but cakes. Oh, so good. The highlight of Gimbel's meal was he had these little single serve, like single bite cheesecake pieces. And there was like a caramel cookie dough cheesecake and a raspberry cheesecake. So they were pretty dope. Unique part about Blake's wedding, obviously, Kevin, you've been in plenty of weddings because you're, along with being CEO and getting letters from KF, you're also usually somebody that gets picked to be in the wedding party. And it makes sense too, because you're willing to rip your pants and go the extra mile for anyone.
Yeah, I do that for my friends. Yeah.
Speaking of, my pants have never been.
Kevin is. He's a go-getter.
Yeah. Speaking of, if you would have been wearing the pants that I was wearing, Kevin, as you guys know, I'm not a big dancer. Are you asking Kevin to wear your pants? No, I'm saying that if he was wearing the pants that I was in yesterday, there would have been a hole up and down the crotch. You would have been ripped from basically ankle to ankle. You're saying you want Kevin to put a hole in your pants and then get in them? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. No, I'm saying that my pants were again.
There's another one.
This is tough, and I didn't even time mark the first one, so I might just leave it in there and let Drake rot on that one. I won't see it, bro. Don't look at the comments. So, where was I? You
had really tight pants on.
We took our measurements for the tuxedo and then just want Kevin in them. Sent them to Blake, and then we didn't try them on until Friday. So my pants were like, like when the powerlifting Kev, you put it on a bench shirt and you like can't even, the big guys.
Yeah.
My
There
pants.
was no squatting involved in your shirt and your pants.
Not, dude. I couldn't even sit down. It was that bad. I had to I was sitting up at the head table with the clasp undone on my pants because it's the only way I could sit down without ripping those bitches. Tightest pants I've ever worn. These quads are not.
You
built
feel like
for,
you could have put up 500 on the back squat in those things?
Felt like my knees weren't even doing any of the work, dude. It was unbelievable. Anyway, usually wedding party gets announced, right? You know, as they walk down, bang, bang, bang. Second to last is the maid of honor and the best man. And then they introduce the couple, right? As the last couple, not at Blake's wedding. This is the first time I've ever seen this done. And I actually think it's pretty hilarious. They were introduced first, then they took the mic and they introduced the rest of the wedding party.
That is Blake Gimbal energy for sure.
You got to do it now. That's now got to be the standard.
And the vibe was like 3 quick sentences shitting on all of us.
It's got to be a roast. Yeah. Yeah.
So
it's absolutely got to be.
My introduction was like, known as the polecat. He can snap a ball just as fast as he can solve a Rubik's cube. If anybody in this at this wedding thinks they can bench more than him, they're probably wrong. Tyler Kluver. And I was like, you know what? I'll take that.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
That is Blake Gimbal energy right there.
Legendary.
That is right up his alley. Yeah.
Legendary.
I don't think a lot of people can pull it off. Blake Gimbal, that's perfect.
You got to be good on the mic, right? I mean,
yeah.
Drake, whenever you get married, you have to do that, dude.
Well, now I have to steal that idea, and I'm 100% giving credit to Gimbal. Like, if that day comes for me, that now has to be it, because my wedding would be a small group of people who know who I am, and like I'm gonna let it fly. I don't gotta be. I can be colorful, right?
Here's the flaw in the story is I think if Drake ever gets married, it's going to be eloping in Vegas. And
I was just going to say, there's not going to be the opportunity for like 200 people to watch a wedding party walk in, because Drake's going to just do it and be like, yeah, so like 3 months ago.
No, this is what it's going to be. It's going to be a group of like 8 people, and he's going to be just taking the mic, just talking shit about everyone. They're just going to be standing there and taking it. Not even a crowd to speak to. Just
it's gonna be me, you, and Jared, and no one's gonna be there to even listen to the comedy. He'll just look at me and go, Kluver, you're so bald. You're bald as fuck. I don't even know why you're here at the wedding.
I promise you, Ike would show up for me and he would laugh at my jokes.
And he's an audience of one, because when he's laughing, that's all
everybody's laughing.
It's all you need. It's all you need.
So all I have to do is make Ike laugh, and then Ike makes everybody else laugh, and I look like a genius.
True.
How about that picture of him and his kid with the sunglasses on? Do you guys see that?
How about the video of him feeding Sis some water out of a big boy cup? And it was the cutest thing ever. She just absolutely dunked her whole arm up to the elbow in the cup. She's like,
dude, kids are fucking.
They've got a cute little family going on.
I'll be honest. Like when you go down the whole kid route, as you know, I'm on right now. Like it's like when you buy a new car, or you're in the market for a new car, and then all of a sudden all you see on the road is like the kind of car that you want. And you're like, oh shit, and there's another one, and there's a red one, and that one, oh, that's a 2018. With kids, it's like all you notice, like in the airport today, all I notice is babies. It's all I can see. And I'm like, oh, fuck.
You got baby fever going on.
You're the baby guy, huh?
I don't know. It's just like, it's all I see right now. We're starting up our registry. It's like, it's fucking parenting stuff. It's been real easy for the first 4 months. Let me tell you, dad feels great. All right. Keegan Murray, that guy, wish he was coming back. He ain't. He's on his way to Texas.
Dude, listen, in basketball, there's 3 tiers of being a draft pick.
Yeah.
You're a draft pick, you're a first rounder, and then you're a lottery pick. Keegan was, I would say, 1 pick away from the like S-class lottery pick.
Yeah.
Right? Like 1, 2, 3 in the NBA draft lottery is like S-class. And then there's, elite up until number 8, which ends the lottery. And then, or maybe it's 12 now, but I think it
I'm not sure.
And then it goes to first round, second round. But like the 4th overall pick
Highest
from the
ever.
University of Iowa,
Highest ever as a Hawkeye.
from Cedar Rapids.
And his brother's going to do it next year.
I mean, he may not go so high. Like, let's not put those standards on
But
him.
he's going to get drafted, though.
But yeah, he's going to be a first rounder. But holy shit. Like, when I saw that, I was expecting him to get drafted high. But like, after seeing what Luka did in college and watching him shoot in the pre-draft, everything, I was like, oh, I mean, Luka's going to get drafted high. And he didn't. And then, I mean, I know how good Joe is, but he didn't get drafted that high. So, like, you see
He's
our
just got
best
such
player.
a higher ceiling, though.
I was going to say, it's so weird in the NBA. They're literally,
it's like all they care about is your ceiling, really.
The
They don't
potential.
care so much about your college production or anything like that. It's like,
That's what I've learned.
It's so crazy.
It's literally, what do NBA scouts, do they think that
Well,
you're
yeah,
gonna
man, it's
grow
like-
into being elite?
right. There's 300 guys in the league or something like that, maybe a little bit more.
Yeah,
Of
450, I think.
Yeah,
sounds
exactly. Right. You got 150 starters in the league. You want your lottery pick to be someone who can obviously be a starter, so they need to be elite.
They need to be him.
like a really good college player who like shoots the ball really well, good fundamentals.
Joe Wieskamp.
Joe Wieskamp, yeah.
It's Keegan's
that's a bench player in the league.
So it's just so wild to see like guys who we've watched be really good at Iowa. And then finally you get one, and holy shit, 4th overall pick.
Well, he
got his life changed, dude. His life has changed forever. I think he just got generational wealth.
16 million, I think.
Yeah, that's generational wealth.
16 million. It's just so weird because his brother was getting a ton of hype in the offseason, like workouts that they were doing with NBA teams too. There was a chance that Chris was going to go, and Chris didn't even start for the Hawks this year. It's just like
same DNA.
The anticipation of what they're going to be in 3-4 years is so wild to me.
And I feel like the NBA is, it takes them longer to develop into like star players.
It's a different game. It's a different game.
Pops was a NBA player too, right?
Yes, Kenyon.
Oh, I mean, come on.
Dude, can you
Keegan
imagine?
Murray is their pop. Like,
can you imagine being?
They know what stock they come from. They see their production and they know what stock they come from. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You have to be a moron to think that they're not going to succeed.
When Keegan and Chris have kids, and all those cousins are running around.
It's honestly like thoroughbreds.
Dude,
this is now thoroughbred. This is human thoroughbred breeding.
Can you imagine
an NBA father breeds 2 lottery picks who then breed however many fucking lottery?
Can we not use the word breed?
Yeah, that sounds really bad.
I mean, is that what we're not doing? Breeding? Is that not what humans do? Procreating?
I mean, it is technically what we do. There's just like, they happen to be African American, so the whole slavery thing kind of sounds like you're running that angle on it.
No. I was going with the thoroughbred angle.
Okay, well, that doesn't sound much
the
better.
Racehorse angle.
Well, comparing them to animals,
still not great.
Dude, I've been wanting to be a racehorse my whole life. What are you talking about?
If only people knew how like truly innocent this podcast was when we say shit like that. Like there's such no agenda to it.
Yeah, like fuck 2022, bro. I'm not being a racist. I wanted to be how am I gonna blank on the guy's name who's got a movie made after him? The horse.
Secretary.
Seabiscuit. Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
I wanted to be Seabiscuit my whole life. Run, Seabiscuit.
Kevin, I was thinking Secretariat too. I feel like that's a better option. But was Secretariat the one who still has the record?
Somebody else won the Triple Crown last year or 2 years ago.
But the record time.
Yeah, that's not the record though. For the Kentucky Derby you're talking about?
I think so.
I'll look it up.
You can watch the race in black and white. I did it like 3 months ago for some reason, and it's absurd. He beats every horse by I mean, it's like,
Secretariat. Yep.
yeah.
Still.
Okay. So I thought,
Just a hair under 2 minutes.
and is that for a mile and a quarter? Or how long is that?
I want to say it's like 1 3/4 mile or something like that.
Wait, Kev, you're saying Secretariat from 19
Yes.
whenever
Yes.
still has the record?
Still has the
with,
record.
with today's modern medicine and
1973.
train.
Dude, he's still got it.
Oh, so that horse is like the most elite horse to ever live.
Right.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
That's why they made a movie after it, bro.
Well, I would have assumed they would have probably made a movie after Big Brown at some point.
Big Brown,
Big Brown
Secretariat,
was a legend.
he could run.
Secretariat also holds the record for the Preakness and the Belmont Stakes. He holds the record for all three.
Oh, so he talk about genetics, bro. Those are
Well,
some
who was
the best horse ever
of all time?
of all
Who
time.
was his lineage? They had to have used his cum.
Okay. Why do we have to say it like that?
So you don't like when I say breeding. So now what else, where else am I supposed to go? If I can't say who was his offspring, I mean, what do you want?
That's a good
What
way
do
to
you
say
want
it.
from me?
That's a good PC way to put it. I don't know. All right. We got anything else exciting to talk about here? All I know is this: Drake and I will be doing a DHT, and I will be at the same spot when we do that DHT on Tuesday.
Dude, there was a fun question in the Discord.
Was there?
Yeah, and it was about practicing with 4 or 5 star recruits. What is it like practicing playing with one that has all the tangibles but is lacking a little in the grit department? I was like, it's very fun to take a kid who thinks he's the shit and make him feel like an absolute pussy.
Okay.
You have experience with that, Drake?
I mean, Justin Jennings buried him several times.
Was he a high recruit?
He was a 4-star, I think.
Really? See, I never paid attention to recruiting. Like I knew like AJ and Tristan were like 5 stars, and that was pretty much it.
Yeah.
And they showed up on campus, right?
And AJ knew that you were the water boy, the manager. So
yeah, fuck that guy.
I can only imagine he would have thought that I was on staff as well. There's no way. Speaking of recruiting, just got another, as of like an hour before this podcast, just got another 4-star offensive lineman. I'm pretty sure that's 2 or 3 in this class. Like
Do we think we're gonna get Proctor?
Yes, that's the idea. The projection is,
so they think they're about to build a 4+ Proctor offensive line in one class.
potentially that
Holy shit! If we get 5 offensive line recruits that are 4-star recruits plus Proctor, I will run around the streets naked.
So when you guys were not here on last episode, David Eichholt, friend of the show, jumped on.
Shout out David.
He came on and saved me for about 20 minutes. Proctor and a bunch of other recruits were just there this weekend on a big official visit weekend. And
very, very smartly timed Iowa City block party this weekend. It's awesome.
Well, there's some planning around that for sure.
Yeah, of course.
And this is what Eichholt told me, word for word out of his mouth on last episode. He thinks it's 75% chance, maybe more, that we're getting Proctor.
I mean, dude, we're tight end we're building offensive linemen to succeed in the NFL. I mean, it's a great place to play in the trenches.
Well, and he'll get to play and probably play pretty early.
Tristan did,
Close
James
to home.
did,
Exactly.
did.
Exactly. Follow the Tristan Wirfs model. His buddy committed to class before him.
Linderbaum played as a freshman.
He's 6'7", 335.
I mean, who gets those genes, dude?
Secretariat does.
Yeah.
Okay, now
What?
Now who's fucked up?
What?
Now who's fucked up, Kluver?
What?
So I get harassed, but now you're saying that Caden Proctor is the offspring of Secretariat, and now it's all kosher.
That's not what I said. But bro,
I mean, you're a piece of shit.
Oh, I'm saying you're the one who said who gets those genes. All I'm saying is, Caden, if you're listening, the walk-ons don't got any NIL money for you?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Caden. Don't listen to a word he says. We don't have as much. We can't pay you like some of these teams will pay you, but we can try.
Well, I
We could
didn't
throw a couple bucks your way.
Every dollar that Kluver's going to try to embezzle until this podcast ends can be yours.
We can reinvest that into the NIL fund.
Right. Yeah. So the other thing you missed was after David got off, I speculated a little bit. I have heard from a couple people that somewhere, somehow, Caden has been offered 7 figures from other big schools, which he's down.
Easy. Yeah.
And that Iowa has matched that.
Woo!
Or they are in the process of figuring out how to match that. So that's why I titled our last episode, Did Iowa Find an NIL Stash? Because
I think that's like what all these big time schools are doing is they're getting these alumni and boosters.
They have to. They
and
have to
they're
be
like,
going
they're
to
like
boosters.
forming like these little like, I don't know what word to use. but like,
Collective.
Salary
collectives.
wells.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And they all like kind of pool their money together, and now we're just going out and bidding on kids.
And it's been brought back to kind of sounds like slavery. I mean, let's be honest. So that's not my problem to fix.
But hey, let
that's
me
where
tell you
we're at.
what. Let me tell you what. Pause on the whole slavery comment. I will forever until I die pay for 5-star offensive linemen to come to the University of Iowa. Like I said, can't match what some of these other places are offering. But there's a 5-star offensive lineman who's thinking about coming to the university. Please contact me. I will make sure Kluver empties our bank account.
But they don't.
But yeah, I mean, when you're talking 7 figures, man, you can't just rely on, oh, it's your home state, you're 2 hours away from home, you're gonna go to the NFL. It's like,
It's
okay, yeah, I can do
dollars.
I can go play at this other school that is offering me $1 million. I probably still go to the NFL. So
supposedly Wampa, and it being a couple hours down the road, does actually have a decent amount of pull. Supposedly,
I'm sure it does, right?
Well, just think about how lucrative his NIL.
He's the guy
in the whole state.
He's the guy.
Right? He's the state kid. That's something that can really factor in. If you're going somewhere where everybody is super popular, it's kind of a lot of fish fighting for a little food. But
yeah, but see, the thing is, man, it's not like this NIL is bastardized. It's not actually companies paying you for what you're worth and your popularity. It is we're just paying you because you're good at football.
That's fair.
It's not like what it was kind of intended to be like, oh, whoever the good star players are on the field, like when they're actually here, they'll sign some deals with local businesses and get paid that way. No, it's not what happened. It's not what's happening.
Caden's gonna be doing some Instagram posts that are like, here, come check out Joe's Crab Shack, and it's like a 400.
Come check out blank LLC Shell Corporation.
Yeah, the building that they have a little sign on, and grab a flyer, and that post is going to be worth $500,000 somehow. I don't know. A lot to still.
God, dude, if we get a 5 offensive linemen,
I don't think it's gonna be. It's not gonna be 5. You mean 5-star?
No, 5 offensive line commits.
We don't offer
because that's all I care about anymore. Like, dude,
because
if we just get a great offensive line and Phil Parker is still our defensive coordinator, we're gonna win the West. Period. I do not care who else is on our football team. We've proved that. A great offensive line and Phil Parker, and we win the West. It is plain and simple.
It's a decent strategy. Yeah. Interesting strategy. Yeah, I don't know. I hope if he's a Hawk, it's a dangerous class. I know that. The other lineman was 6'9". He was a Wisconsin type.
How do you get inside on that? You just stick a hand out there and just put it on your head, and you're just like,
Can you imagine we just have like the Joe Moore Award offensive line of the year for like 3 years in a row? we wouldn't because they'd all go to the league. But
Get me another Joe Moore award, please.
Yeah,
like
it.
that was so cool when our offensive line got the Joe Moore.
It was
that
sick.
was so sick.
It was sick. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. I hope that this laptop has the ability to edit an hour-long file. We're gonna find out. We'll tune in again for those on the Patreon, patreon.com/washedupwalk-ons. You'll hear Drake and I talk on Tuesday. Otherwise, you'll hear us talk on Thursday. Until then, we love you. Peace.
Peace.